A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us today on Let's Talk Family. So today we're going to have a chat with Faith Nyivanzomo, who is the co-founder of the Mint Hub, where we are a minister of the Word of God as well as a new mom. Now, Faith founded a Facebook group that has come in very handy during this time of COVID-19. As we all know, since the first case of COVID-19 was announced in the country, a lot of people were sent to work from home. Now, these are only the lucky ones because some were laid off and others had the salary cut. Now imagine a young mom with no job. How is she supposed to feed her family? So that is why Faith and so many other organizations have come in handy to help the needy families to at least put food on the table. So as we have a chat with Faith, follow me. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine,
Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for agreeing to be on the show tonight.
My pleasure.
All right, let's go hear what you have and what you are doing.
Very welcome.
So let's start with you telling us a bit about the Mint Hub. I must say, such a beautiful space. What is it that you do?
All right, so as you can see, branded, the Mint Hub is a co-working space. We offer different packages for furnished office spaces to different business entrepreneurs. So it's more of like an umbrella where we have different people are doing different things. We are service-based and not product-based. So in case you're looking for an office, is where you should be.
This is the right place.
I'm telling you.
And now with the COVID-19 in the country, how has this affected the Mint Hub?
Yeah, business has been affected, but we are always on the move. We have different strategies that we've put in place so that we can ensure you as an entrepreneur, you at least have something that your business doesn't have to stop. So we have many packages where you can pop in, have a video conferencing meeting with your people, and it's as low as even 4,000 shillings. A boardroom is only 1,500 shillings. So we have really gone down to customize what you would need whenever you need it.
And to be able to accommodate it.
Absolutely. So please, we have that for you. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get to the business of the day.
Please.
Yeah, I believe this all started when you became a new mom.
Exactly.
So you starting the Facebook group, yeah? Well, why did you feel the need to start the group?
It's actually a long story. I started the Caesarean Moms Private Support Group on Facebook on the 12th of January this year. Okay. I'll take you back. I was pregnant most of the time last year. So I was really praying and hoping that God grants me that Hebrew birth that we speak about. My friends prayed for it. I prayed for it. My mother prayed for it. And I hoped for it. I didn't have any complications throughout my pregnancy. So when I was walking to that hospital, I was absolutely sure that the Lord had answered my prayer. But one thing I learned is even when you don't get what you prayed for, that does not change the position of God. He still remains to be a faithful God. So my days had passed. So my husband and I decided, let's just walk to the hospital. Let's ask the doctor to induce me, or rather us, sometimes we say we are pregnant. So I walk in and the doctor tells me, I'm sorry, I have some different news according to what I can see I like looking at the baby and how, your system is looking like. We are not able to induce you to have a vaginal birth. I had a lot of peace about it anyway. It's like God had already prepared me for it. So we schedule a C-section, and here the baby comes, and I was really happy about it. But then I didn't know there was something with our society when it comes to C-section. So, friends start visiting, giving us all the congratulations. But I came to understand that actually people thought C-section was an escape route. It's not considered as the super way of giving birth. I didn't know that until a very close friend of mine visited me, and she was like, oh wow, congratulations, how much did your baby weigh? So my baby was big. I was like 4.2 kgs. So like, oh wow, congratulations, you pushed that out. I was like, no, it was actually an emergency C-section. So she goes like, I'm sorry, I have to take my congratulations back. Wow. I was like, ouch, why? So I just let it slide, and it continued to happen where, when I formed the group, I actually felt that many mothers were going through this, and some were depressed actually. Someone called me Kiwete just because I did a C-section.
Yeah.
People don't understand what this is about. It's a lot. Your stomach is sliced out. You take months to heal. But no one wants to understand that. So I felt I needed these moms to feel safe, that they can vent, that they can talk about it without no one judging them. So that is one of the reasons why I formed it. I've never talked this to someone about what I had to go through, just getting those comments from family, friends, but they didn't know. That's what I usually tell myself. And I forgive them because they didn't know. So now that I was a representation of what moms out there who went through C-section go through, I was like, you know what? Let me just form something for them.
Yeah. So here's a group that is supposed to help women feel like a C-section mom is still a mom.
Exactly.
You brought life into this earth, and that's an amazing and wonderful thing. And now it has transformed to, encouraging each other, giving each other hope and helping each other out of how the society is viewing C-section moms, to now helping each other put food on the table. Tell us about that.
Well, so from when we got the first case of COVID-19, I didn't see this happening that fast. So, guys stopped going to work. Others had to take unpaid leave. Others, especially moms who have to do these mini jobs just to put something on their table, it went haywire for them. So we have this calendar in the group where every day there's something to discuss about. So on Thursdays, it's a day where we give, request, or swap. So if you need to bless someone with something that you're not using, you can give them on Thursdays. If you want to request, you need to swap something you're not using for a baby and you need something else, that's the day. So I noticed most of the Thursdays, people are requesting for food, just food. Someone will inbox me and she'll go like, leo nimepea mtoto maji moto. I'm like, what do you mean maji moto? Because we don't have food. And this is a global group. It's not just in Nairobi. Like people even in other countries are suffering. So mostly it was just guys who at least can, go to a neighbor. Some are like, oh, neighbor wangu amenipea unga leo, sijui kesho nitatoa wapi. And those are things that really hurt me, because I've grown from a family where the poor used to call us poor. There was a day we missed food for like 3 days. So I understand what it really feels to go hungry. And especially when you have kids that you have to take care of. I saw my mother, go to people's farms to get a job so that at least she can give us some food. Sometimes she would be told, umekonda sana, we cannot give you even a gem because you can't lift it. So that's the day we go hungry. Kids in school, they laugh at us because, umekonda, umeva matambara. So when I look at these moms, I see my mini-me. I see what their children are going through. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to sit on this. I must do something. So when I was just sharing with a client of mine here what I'm doing, and the group has really grown. Today we are at 52,600 moms. He was like, you know what, think about creating a story about this. Let's just start by filming something small. You never know where this goes. And then you come on board and you're like, I have this amazing idea. So definitely thank you to my client, who is just but a content creator. He has something running called Remote Plus Media. And it's because of that, now people like you who are running something this great managed to see that, and you came on board and you're willing to help me reach to more moms. So that is why I had to do this. I wouldn't want to watch another kid suffer the way I did.
How many moms have you been able to reach so far?
Wow, my inbox right now, I wish I would just open to. Sometimes I just mark them as unread so that when I create the time, I can go responding. I have around over 90 moms who are just waiting for my response right now. And definitely I cannot reach everybody, but it just takes those baby steps, and you never know where this will go.
True.
Yeah.
Now the finances, let's talk finances. It is a tough situation already in the country, economically, with the pandemic. And here you are trying to help other moms have food for their children. How is it for you?
as a person, it's definitely draining. Thank God for some friends who sometimes will just chip in. Some will send you 500 bob and you're like, okay, this one I have to divide between maybe 2 families or just 1 family. I thank God for my husband who is so supportive. And every month, whatever we make, we usually take a percentage out just to reach the needy, which is something I find very amazing about him. He lives to touch people's lives. So whatever we earn, it's not much, but we know at least 10 to 15% belongs to the needy. So that is how we've been able to reach some of these moms, because depending on friends, it's something amazing, but it has to start with you. So that's what we have been able to do. A few friends and they're chipping in, and I just now believe that this might get somewhere. Yeah.
Do you feel emotionally drained reading all these stories of people who are going through struggles?
Of course.
And children who are not feeding?
It is draining emotionally. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, what do I tell this one? You can't afford to just say a straight no. You just have to give them hope. One of the phrases I keep using to most of these moms is just keep hope alive. It's gonna it's gonna bear some fruit. Let me just give you a short story about one of the ladies in Mombasa. She comes from a discordant couple, so it's her that is positive, and then the husband left her. And she was 40 weeks pregnant. Thank God she gave birth yesterday. And she was not able to provide for her little boy, and, the stigmatization that comes with that. And when I was just talking to her, that was one lady who I really thank God I got to connect with her. At first, I didn't have anything to give her. Thank God for the administrators that I'm working with. We managed to get someone in Coast who got her a support group. We managed to get someone in the government who now, at least she has some food. And thank God the baby is here safely. So, and then I got a friend who is willing to give her something every other month until she's back to her feet. So I thank God that when he gives you an idea to solve a problem, don't sit on it. You never know the kind of channels he'll bring on you, or rather to your head, and if you go for it, you might solve a disaster.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, now for viewers who are watching, how are they able to chip in and help you financially so that you're also able to reach more moms out there?
So in case you need to help, or rather reach out to some of these moms, feel free to contact me directly. On Facebook, I'm Faith Imani Kiteki. That is the name that most of my friends and people know me by. Or you can just call me directly on my line, my personal line. I don't know if I can say this loud. My number is 0726 343 579. Let me repeat, 0726 343 579, and we'll see how to go about it.
All right, thank you. One more question. How are you able to verify if a story is indeed true and that the mother is actually in need?
So number one is they have to give us their legit Facebook account. So my administrators and myself, we just go through the timeline and verify this is not a pseudo account. Number two, they have to give us their Safaricom registered name. So that is the ID name. And then we have to verify, like, this is the legit name. I mean, you just don't go buy a line and then tell us this is your number, and as long as tumekutumia kitu kidogo, you just block us or something of the sort. And then you have to give us a second person we can verify this with. This has to be a relative. So when we are doing this, someone is aware that we are doing this. That there are women who will go home with some food, and maybe their husbands will wonder, where did you get this from? How legit is this? So we have to go to that extra mile. At least those 4 or 3 steps help us to know how genuine you are. And you have a gut. When you speak to someone on phone, just follow your gut. If you feel like, apana, it cannot be, don't go for it. But if you connect and feel, and I need to do something, there's a difference between being empathetic and also following your gut. So that is how we are able to confirm for now. And also visiting in person. I don't mind, I know we have to keep that social distancing, but just meeting the person and just maintaining the 2-meter distance, just to get to know them, talk to them. Some mothers in the group are even willing to visit these people in their homes to verify that for sure this is your living condition. So that's how we are doing it.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you. You're doing such a great work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope you're able to reach more people.
I pray so.
And impact them positively.
Yeah, it's a burden that I have to do.
Well, we've just had it from Faith Nyivanzomo, who is the co-founder of the Mint Hub, a minister as well as a new mom, whom through the platform and the Facebook page that she began, she has been able to help a lot of other women who are in need, especially during this time of the pandemic. So right about now, let's go and meet with some of the mothers that she has been able to help. Well, it's Monday, the 25th of May, and I'm about to head out to link up with 3 of the moms that I've been able to be connected with by Faith Nyivanzomo. Earlier on, I had an interview with her, and she explained to us how through the Facebook platform she started, a lot of mothers have been able to reach out to her because they have nothing to put on the table for their kids, especially during this time of the pandemic in the country. I also want to say a very big thank you to Adopt a Family because they came through and gave us hampers that we'll be able to pass through to the moms that we'll be visiting today. So keep it tuned to get to hear these stories. We set out early in the morning to visit Adhiambo, a mother of 2 who lost her job immediately the first case of COVID-19 was announced in the country. The first thing I notice is the jug of black tea on the table. To her children, she says, this is a sign of a good morning. Okay. Tutatuambia majina moja, alafu tueleze kwa familia mtoshanaje, sasa watoi na sasa ndio tuende before when you go na work, alafu when corona kaingia, shule zikafungwa, katisha job hivyo sasa kiflow.
Mimi naitwa Adhiambo. I'm 29 years. Niko na watoto 2. Okay, mimi nilikuwa nafanya kazi kwa private school as a cook. But due to this pandemic, shule zilistopishwa. Na hivyo ndio vile nilipoteza kazi. So maisha imekuwa ngumu. Kusurvive imekuwa ngumu na watoto. Hakuna chakula, hakuna anything. So I was just asking kama Mungu anaweza tuonekania hii ugonjwa ishe, maisha irudi kawaida. Nimejaribu kutafuta vibarua lakini watu wanaogopa. Mtu anaweza kuwa nayo ndio anataka umfanyie. Lakini juu ya hii ugonjwa mtu anaogopa. So hakuna kazi.
And as we handed her the hamper from Adopt a Family, the radiance in her eyes was enough to indicate hope in a mother whose children will have a meal when the night dawns. Our last mom to visit is a bubbly personality whose story is an overwhelming emotion. Monica, a new mom, has been through postpartum depression, was chased out of her rented house, and is currently jobless.
Monica na niko na watoto 3. Nilikuwa nimeolewa, then when marriage ilikuwa mbaya, ilikuwa toxic kabisa, unaona. Nikaa mzee akatoka kaa niko na mimba, kaniacha na watoto 2. Huyu alikuwa na mimba, then nikazaa huyu. Bado nilikuwa nakaa huko. Then sasa venye alienda, nyumba singeweza kulipa. Venye singeweza kulipa nyumba, ikabidi nikuje na mtoto huku kwa madhe. Kuna challenges mob. So challenges, nikaa kosa food. Madhe ni madhe hana uwezo, mmemuona ni ako aged. Juu hawa watoto wengine bado nilikuwa na shida nao kuangalia. Nilienda through cesarean. Sasa unaona ukiwa 3 months mimba ikiwa 3 months, anini stitch ikiwa 3 months na uko na stress, hata kuheal ni shida. Sasa ikabidi landlord ametufukuza, tulitoka tu na jua tungeweza kubeba nguo, tulitoka tu na nguo kidogo, of which second born sahi hata hana viatu juu hatukumake kubeba viatu zake. So tulikuja tu hivyo tukakaa huku. Challenges ni mingi, kukosa food, kulea watoto, sina job. Sahi kuna corona, place yenye nilikuwa naenda kuhasu Limuru. Hata mkikuja mmeona gari penye zinafika mwisho tu hapa kwetu. Kwa hivyo then kutembea kwenda Limuru ni hauwezi enda. Sasa challenges ni mingi, watoto 3. Brother yangu mwenye alikuwa sometimes anatusaidia alikuwa anaenda mijengo mingi sahi na corona zimefungwa, watu hawajengi. So inakuwa tu challenges tu ni mingi huku na mtoto. Sahi niko at least, kuna time nilikuwa na depression, my friend aka notice juu mimi mtu yakiwa less than 2 months. Kuna time nilikuwa tu namwacha hivi analia, anajikojolea the whole night, hata siku anamwangalia. Then a friend of mine akakuja tu, hata yeye bado ako na shida, lakini yeye ana mtoto mdogo, ni alikuja aka notice shida yangu, akaniambia nirudi huku, akaniongelesha na nikaweza kupenda watoto. Juza kaka siku anakalikuwa kanalia, nakaweka kwa kitanda ingine na mimi naenda nakaa kwa kitanda ingine, analia the whole night. But from the time tulikuja huku at least kuna amani. Though tunakaa na madhe hapa, chenye tunapata tunatumia. Sahi niko jino inauma, una miss. Sometimes tunaangalia watu wengi na wahurumia, but as far as mtu nasema tu juu ni Mungu alinipea, sitawachukia. Nilikuwa nawaona kama ni challenges, ni unawachukia, hata wao wenyewe walikuwa wanajua mama yao hawapendi. But sahi Mungu amenisaidia kuwapenda. Si hata mmepata huyu, mmempata akiwa msafi, siku nilikuwa namwacha tu hivyo hata bila kumuosha.
That was Monica's story, the third mother we've been able to visit today. It has been a tough day hearing their stories, how they're surviving amidst the pandemic and striving very hard to provide for their children and family. This is just a representation of what a lot of families are going through. Very tough times in the country right now, and families have been affected. You can as well be a part of this. Help us reach out to a lot of families and save lives even during this time where it's so hard to put food on the table for families that have been affected by loss of job, salary cuts, and a lot of other aspects amidst COVID-19. So all you have to do is send in your contribution to the pay bill number on your screen. That is to the Adopt a Family Kitty that has enabled us to touch a lot of lives and give out what you have seen we have been able to give out today. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Faith Kalu. Till next time, keep watching CAK TV.